Item H, adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with West Yost Associates in the amount of $212,000 and appropriate $205,000 for preparation of the water system master plan.
I am Clara Fabri, Public Services Director. Honorable Mayor and City Council, as water provider to our residents, it is critical to ensure of the quality and reliability of our water resources. To ensure of this outcome, the city is in the process of developing our groundwater management plan and also our urban water management plan. The delivery of this resource to the user is supported by a complex system to the water infrastructure. It's made up by different, the pipes, the pump stations, the wells of our overall water infrastructure. The flexibility and the redundancy of this system is very critical when our system is tested, how was the case during the unfortunate tragedy last September. The updated master plan does that. It is the best management practice. Our last update of our water system master plan was in 2000. Since our last update, our master plan, the majority of the projects included in our CIP recommendation of the last master plans were implemented. You have a list of some highlights of those projects which were implemented. More than $7 million of those projects from the last master plan were implemented. Also, since then, some of the regulation has been changed. New building code was updated building code was approved. Water quality standards has changed. Our the quality of the existing water changed also since 2000. For also a major new project is under development phase right now is the groundwater recovery project, so-called conjunctive use project with the PUC, which would have a major impact on how our whole water system will perform. For those reasons, it's very important for us to update our water system master plan to reassess what would be the best and investment in our system, what would be the best priority, how to make those investments in our system. The scope of the master plan will be, in essence, to develop a model and using that model to really run a few operational alternatives to figure out the best and the most effective management of our system. Based on the conclusion of and the recommendation of those run alternatives, then a set of recommendation, a set of CIP projects will be recommended with a certain priority recommendation also how those projects should be implemented. In September, our department issued a RFP for consultant made a proposal to our RFP. 3 of those consultant firms were interviewed by a selection panel, and West Yost was selected as the most qualified consultant to help us to update our master plan, water master plan. Based on last year in our 09-010 CIP budget was included $10,000 for the development of the RFP in essence. It is my recommendation to request a additional appropriation in our 2010-11 CIP on additional $205,000 for a total of $215,000 to fund this the update of our water system master plan. My recommendation is to authorize the city manager to enter in agreement with West Yost for a total contract agreement amount of $212,000. If you have any question, I will be happy to answer.
Any questions?
Through the chair, I know you said though their proposal is more costly, the approach and level of specific experience with the system is something that's more desirable by staff. Is that correct?
This consultant never worked, never had any prior working relation with the city.
Which consultant?
West Yost.
Okay.
But the consultant has a very broad experience working on the same type of water system in the Bay Area.
And I know we often hear now, master plan is, or a particular idea, it's the best management practice. And help me, not being an expert in this field, when we say best management practice, I could use that and label that in certain areas of various professions. But what do our neighboring cities, thank you.
Thanks. I believe, do our neighboring cities all have master plans? Do they believe this is the best management practice? Those that have their own systems, or maybe those that are occupied by Cal Water or other agencies? And how often do they find themselves doing one of these master plans?
I didn't conduct any specific survey to ask specifically each city around us when was the date when they updated their last urban water management plan. Certainly is a overall approach in the industry, and I am very confident that any water provider agency has a master plan. How often they are updating, and typically the recommendation is that each 5 years. If it's no major regulatory environment change or major change in the requirement of the system itself, then is typical to update those master plans then each 5 years to make sure that all of the decisions or to re-verify the assumption in your prior plan. If you really think about it, it's very important to reassess our thinking 10 years ago. Many things has changed, and any investment in our water system is very, very expensive. Any projects will cost over $1 million. These are very, very expensive projects. And it's, the investment of $200,000, I am not diminishing how is a lot of money, $2,000. But if you compare with the cost of those investment to update our system and to invest in certain projects is a very worthwhile investment to make sure that those many millions of dollars are invested in the best priority order and also in the best way, that really are the most efficient and necessary investment in our system.
Okay. Through the chair.
Yes, Michael?
Just one clarification. It looks like you're requesting an appropriation of $215,000, but the contract is for $212,000. There's a $3,000 difference.
Is the dollar difference is for staff time that typically when a CIP project is budgeted in our CIP program, is a real cost for that project, a total cost. Includes consultant time, project management time. That is a true cost for that project.
Okay.
It's a project cost.
Okay.
It's not just consultant cost, it's a true project accounting and represent the total cost associated with that project.
Okay. And one more question. The next item on the agenda is a long-term test of the well, that affects the well system, and I'm wondering, will the results of that test have some impact on what our plan ends up being, and how do these two, how does this study and that test merge together, and will the results be reflected in our long-term plan?
And certainly you will listen to the presentation of the next item, and you will realize that the outcome of that pilot project will give us more information how to enter in a long-term agreement with PUC for the groundwater recovery project or the conjunctive use, how our system will be impacted, and what will be the shared cost associated with that project. That the next project will give us more information on long-term maintenance and additional cost, more than any additional major improvement, but will need to be included in our overall plan. Would be my assumption, how I said, we'll have the next project will have a very limited impact, if any, on the master plan, but we'll have an impact on our final agreement with PUC on the groundwater recovery project.
Well, wouldn't you agree that if, I think something I saw in that report was that there could be some maintenance impacts.
Correct.
To basically
Correct.
mothballing the wells, and it seems that if we were talking about a master plan that includes how we upgrade the infrastructure and how we maintain that infrastructure would be impacted by a proposal that we not use the wells all the time.
You are absolutely correct, but it would be my assumption at this time that additional long-term maintenance and operation cost will be paid by PUC and will be an additional cost to somebody else, not to us. And that's the purpose. And then would be a no-cost impact, in essence, included in our master plan.
But cost aside, you wouldn't think that there would be a different decision made in terms of what we upgrade and don't upgrade based on how the wells are used?
I am not assuming so at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Wait for the report. Irene?
18 months. According to this.
Hi, this is kind of a related subject. As we are losing people and as we are changing our system and as we are learning new things about our system that have been buried and literally forgotten at different points, are we making a very strong effort to update all our maps and our general knowledge of things? And I don't want us caught 5 years from now saying, oh, I didn't know that piece of pipe was there. So is that, I know that's not part of the water plan per se, but I know that all that data needs to be there.
Thank you very much for asking that question. And
This was not staged, by the way.
based on your foresight in our CIP budget was included in the last few years a GIS upgrade or information system update. This is I don't think I am exaggerating if I am saying that was the first priority focus for all of our utilities, not just water, in the last few years. And I can report to you with a very high degree of comfort that our water system information now is probably is reflect the reality. I would guess 95%. Lots of work was done on our sewer information system, our streets and street lights, and also our storm system. Those utilities, the information available for the other utilities are much less as percentage of accuracy, but they are in work and under development now. But for the water itself, our map was just updated in December, and the GIS system is updated also, and is a very reliable information system available now for our water system.
Oh, great, okay. And then isn't part of the master plan, water master plan, or urban water master plan dictated that we have to be done by the state?
The urban water, the update of the urban water master plan is mandated to be updated by 1st of July of this year.
Okay,
Not the master plan.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? No. Action?
I'll introduce the resolution.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibera.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Salazar.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.